So, I saw the Mario movie, and yeah, it was pretty good. If you can't tell, different environment. This is my dorm room. Sorry, microphone here. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be as soundproofed as the other ones are, but you know what? Got to make do with what you have. So yeah, saw the Mario movie. Thought it was pretty good. One thing I'd like to say before I start off, this is definitely an interesting film in the sense of how people are perceiving it. There's the critics and then there's the fans, right? And the way that the critics and fans are talking about this movie, it kind of hurts it a little bit because you have these two sides that are vying for which opinion is right. The critics seem to be too old and don't understand why things are the way they are. They played the original Mario in the 90s or whatever, and then they stopped. And they have no clue why is Mario a cat. And the fans, on the other hand, are screaming high praise about this movie. And it's good, don't get me wrong, but there's definitely some things that it's just like, this is not a masterpiece, as some people are saying it. Now, compared to the Mario movie from late 90s, early 2000s, forget what year that was. The live action one, oh my god, this is miles better. But it's two sides of a coin that are really just fighting for each other for whose opinion's right, and it's just really whatever you take of it. Anyway, spoilers ahead. So the Mario movie, coming out, the promotions for the movie were pretty shit, to be honest with you. I think the only reason that people were talking about this movie was because of the voice actors. Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Seth Rogen, Jack Black, Anya Taylor-Joy. Bunch of names. It's just like, what are they making here? Especially the Chris Pratt. It's me, Mario. I'm just kidding. That's not the voice. You know what I mean? Like, very meme-worthy. I'm happy to report that the voice acting here was pretty good. All the way around. Except for Fred Armisen, who did Cranky Kong. Dude, was not cranky at all. You know what I mean? What else? The animation, absolutely stunning. Beautiful. I think going into an Illumination film with a high standard for animation makes sense. And they do well here. And then they also, one thing is kind of weird is they throw in like other characters' style for Illumination. For instance, like the people in The Secret Life of Pets or the people in Minions or Despicable Me, right? There's a scene where they're in Brooklyn. The Mario brothers are in Brooklyn. And they're sitting around people, their family, and they all just look like those characters. And so it's just like, it doesn't really feel like Mario. Luckily, we don't stay there very long. We kind of shoot right into the action in like 10 minutes. So that's good. I like that. Good pacing. Now, I understand this is a kid's film. And so I shouldn't be as harsh, I guess you could say. But with that being said, I did have a few issues with it. Also, I don't know if you can tell, I'm coming down up from a cold. I had a cold. I've had a cold. It seems to be going away. I hope. So, problems. Soundtrack. Not score. Soundtrack. Brian Tyler. I think that's his name. Amazing job with the score. Really encapsulates every idea from the Mario games. It's just a big nostalgia trip for fans, which I'll get to later. But the soundtrack, the Illumination seems to just be flaunting how much money they have. They just randomly will throw in legacy songs. I think that's the right term. Like Take On Me by Aha, whenever they're driving carts in the Monkey Land or whatever, right? Very weird. They had a lot of songs like that. And there's one, the Kill Bill song. I forget what song that's called. But yeah, there's the Kill Bill, doom, 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 right where they're walking in. It's just like, this feels stupid. So that was something that like really took me out. Because it's like, if you just kept scoring it the way that you had previously, like this would have been fine. It was really good. The scoring was so beautiful. But yeah, no, they said, now let's sprinkle in our own, what would kids like? And I think they think kids are the same as they were back in early 2000s. And yeah, it does not work. Yeah, so they incorporated a bunch of different game ideas into the movie. And some of them worked, some of them didn't. But the thing that I took away from the movie was this felt so much of a nostalgia bait. It really did. There was nothing new to it that you haven't already seen. I think it was just the idea of them putting Mario on the big screen and it being good, but there is nothing new. If you've played the games, there's nothing new in this movie. They strip the spoilers for Mario Odyssey, but it's been out for 5 years now? But at the end of it, the whole plan is that that Bowser wants to marry Peach. Like, he has this whole getup, and everybody has this he has this piranha plant flowers and this white suit and everything, right? And this movie, it just takes directly from that. The same suit, same flowers, the same premise. It's like, okay, I've seen this before. And there's a bunch of other things. Mario Kart, they didn't necessarily do anything too interesting. They had Rainbow Road, and they're like, oh, here's more nostalgia. It's just like, okay, I guess. Don't get me wrong. It was a fun movie to watch, but it was just like, why are you guys, maybe you're playing it safe from the live action movie, but come on. Like, could you not have thought anything outside the box here? And the one thing they tried to do new didn't work for me. Luigi being separated. Having Princess Peach as a character that introduces Mario to the land. In theory, it's a good idea. In doing so, they needed a reason why each character had a motive, right? For instance, Mario's motive was to save Luigi because when they jumped in the pipe from Brooklyn to go into the Mushroom Kingdom, Luigi got separated and he ended up going to Bowser's castle, right? And so he's trapped in a cage. And Mario is just like, I got to save my brother. Peach is hearing that Bowser's got the superstar or whatever and is coming to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. And that's her motive, right? And I think that could have been fine. But I don't understand why Luigi needed to be such a foreign idea to them. Because Charlie Day does a great job. And maybe I'm just a little bit biased, but I wish there was more Charlie Day in this movie. He does a great job. He's very underutilized. You think from the trailers that there's going to be a huge subplot with Luigi and Bowser because there's one scene in the trailer that's the only time that you see them. And you're like, oh, well, Luigi's going to be stuck with Bowser, and so we're going to go back and forth. But, no, we don't. We don't really see Luigi. He's stuck in a cage the whole time. So that's pretty annoying. I wish there was more Charlie Day. I wish there was more Luigi. I wish they didn't cut him off. Because I understand their idea is, they don't want Peach to be having to be saved again, just like every other time. They want something new. But something new did not work. Anyway, I had fun with the movie. Notable song, Peaches, Bowser. But aside from that, yeah. I did have a fun time. I know there's a lot of nitpicks, but as a kid growing up with these games, seeing it on the big screen is pretty cool. I hope if they have a direction to make more, that they do. And if they do make more, to step out of the box a little bit, be creative, because this is pretty cookie cutter. I had fun with it. I think I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.